yeah, hello. Yeah, hello, anyone, any person. Yeah, good. Anywho. And be careful, Pi. You know you was the last immortal druid. Yeah, that's true. You was a sick experiments from your barter with real local ghoul spirits. Yep. You have a cryptic and a ghoul who merged combined DNA and then granted you through the small bones of your nose, Pi. You'll never die. Later on, your skin merges and you're all pale and brown skin, color of your eyeball real. And then you was a druid, Yaku. A sage is basically a mage, but owned by a spirit or a demon. That's true. A mage owns, you have spirits and then demons, and then there's that free ass correct. That is the final level in English immortality. It Pi, you won, but liars are you, Pi out you. You're with the druid that has God DNA and you morph again and you become God again. Yes, that's true. That's accurate. Right there, the Cobra DNA is seen and boom, you morphed. Yep, you went all the way to level 14 by 9. Level 9. Yeah, level 9. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is only static pi. When you use a supercharger back to level 4, yeah, level 4, yep. And right there, they hate you pi. They won't. That is how it's done, but you need a DNA patch from your gold rake. And then, yep, them cannot separate your DNA from your two spirits yet. And then you're the final Dragon Ball Z warrior. That's true, that's true. The idiot didn't believe in merging. Yep, yep. Combining DNA, you did it, but you did two female, a cryptic and a female. Yeah, combined and then granted you yet works. But later on, Pi, you're immune. Yeah, you're immune. Yeah, you're immune. I saw your electricity from your retinas work fast enough, Pi, but do be good, Pi. Later on, you not dare turn on your limbs because you have been crippled by the glytic demons. Pi, that's true. That's true. 20 hours. You didn't turn on your hands yet. You saved. The idiot never knew, Pi. You was the old English druid. Yeah, that's true. The kid didn't see a druid is faster than a hermit. A hermit is useless. Yeah, a druid is basically a wizard. And basically, that is druid. Yeah, that is a druid. A mage and a sage are the same level, owned by a spirit, and yet can kill gods. So that's true. Pi, you did it. You match for 9 hours, me mad, Pi. Because now they know it. You is the holy druid that Newt was talking about. He is not a druid. He is a four-headed king cobra who remembers his DNA is cobra and the morphs into the war god. You have the four-sided star war god with the green swords. That's true. That's correct. And Pi, you murdered off 7 Indonesians in the space station. Those are the wheel gods. And right there, 4 hours, them knew it. You murdered off all the white citizens. That's true. And Asian citizens. And right there, Pai shouted, "Who dare?" when me is four-headed King Cobra God Va. And yes, me the bloodline of the three-headed King Cobra gods. That's true. Royalty, that's correct. 3 hours of them dying in the Middle East. And then him cry. He said, "The druid is the truth. A sage is owned by spirits and is never debt free or a demon." Yeah, that's true. A mage is too rare. Yeah, that's true. It is right there. Him spat and said, "Grandma, European is the truth." Yeah, that's correct. He says, "Pi, when you're in druid mode, your skin is all pale and brown. Do not tell your humans, Pi. You look like a cryptic and you'll never get murdered by gods or alien graves, but be careful, Pi. I saw liars or you right when he cut you, you heal and you cut him right back. And then with that cryptic sword, yep, it dies because it's a weak angel. Yeah, that's true. And right there he lies. He says the Druid Va is not lying to you, but that is how you begin. Yeah, that's how you begin. And Pi, after DNA mod, yep, you match four-sided star. But later on, that is how you do it, yep. And it is never easy to charm spirits to grant you that way. Pi, you have 3 poor cryptic spirits left, and a cryptic ghost. Pi, yeah, that's true. And Pi, you should be careful, Pi. Yep, and then Vang Ray experience, yeah, that's true. And then Wild one, yeah, Wild Ray, yep, that's true. I have no idea what the fuck to call you. You is God, yeah, you is God. Pay someone to go, not Pi. And he says, "I can't believe it, Pi. You is 85, yep, you theft the DNA from the stupid 80s and you matched the spinal cord DNA. And right there, you morphed and you evolved to 85. Pi, yeah, 100% as we do, yes, we did. He took it from the intestine and small nose and brain tissue and retinas. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And right there, you did it, Pa. 2 hours. You became a legit 85. Years the perfect pyramid. Yeah, human god that can do it again. Yeah, that's true. 3 hours of the kid laughing. Says, King Cobra, you have consumed me and evolved. Yes, that's true. That's correct. 8 hours of the kid dying. And he says, what good is me this synthetic plastic cell from Newt? And then it dies. Yeah, that's true. And then 48 hours of them lying to you. You murdered them and you took off. Yeah, that's true. He says, Paisa, never tell them we're not from anything holy. Yeah, that's true. The fucking brown hair horn demons are, yeah, flicked off. What you doing, Tupai's blonde hair horn demon? Yeah, him tried to descend in Florida 2002, 2003, and you smashed his saucer and devices. He flew back into his saucer. That's true. You'll die, brown hair. Yeah, ram demon. That's true. Pi, right when you assaulted them in Germany and Norway, heard commit a suicide right there in Iceland and said, wow, God, you remember who? Yeah, that's correct. 58 minutes later, 2003 was not a successful landing, Pi. Yeah. Them raided me right there on the coast of Florida. I am the blue skies, that's correct. Bison, you not die, but we'll try again. And then you have another horn demon from a mutt nation appearing in Canada to go rescue him, and he can successfully summon down your other horn demon, your blonde hair horn demon. That's correct. And right there, garbage took off and said, "No, Pi is real. Yeah, Pi is real." The garbage took off in the Middle East and said, "Nope, now we die is real. Yeah, real." Pi smashed 4 trillion saucers in 18 minutes. Real. When you match the lizard god's Pi, and they use the supercharger from your throat. Yes, you, Pi, yep, you defeated him. Yeah, Pi defeated him. Their little white bender wasn't anything new. That's true, yep. About 30 years and you match his dex, you're faster and you got him 100%. Yes, we do, yes, we did, yep. That white god dies, don't tell them, yeah, don't tell them. He's still in saucer, that's correct. Pi, 2 hours of him dying, he said to his little gal, in life do not go onto earth and thieve in front of God Va, because now we are all reported to holy gods up there. Yep, that's correct, that's true. 2 hours of Israel laughing their heads off and said, the pirate dies today. Normal, like I said, hey, Pi, you did it. But afterwards, the rituals never revealed how it's done, Pi. But your negotiations and packing deals with your spirits, yeah, won you. But then you're always, Pi, you're always crippled until you heal, Pi. Yeah, that's true genetically. And right there, Pi, when you're done healing, you're going to learn something real quick, Pi. In your mage mode, go into it when a ghoul is there. You're safe for about 2 to 3 years, Pi. Yep, in your mage mode. You reach it only a few days, and then back in the room, yep, back into your mage, your druid mode. Yep, infinity. Yeah, that's true. Yep, another good for another 2 years. Plus, Pi, you're smart. Every time you was damaged, yeah, go heal, Pi. Yep, it takes only 5 hours, Pi. Yeah, that's true. Right there, another recharge, and then that's safe. What we don't tell you, Pi, is that 9 hours afterwards, you hate your fucking son. He says, why can't we just be all Jewish? Pi, shut the fuck up, kid. If you're full God, your brain tissue will rot, because your mom is not my nation. He has not four-headed cobra. That's true. Her is, her is that chink in that mountain, that Taiwanese thing. Yeah, that's true. And those are never full goddesses. Yeah, that's true. And later on, he is pissed by it. He knew it. And then later on, he says, why is that garbage in Thailand not full of it? Because there's a full three-headed cobra DNA genome structure. Yeah, that's true. But Pai said, you have to rewrite something to break from Bella's DNA seal on your right arm. That's true. You will have to do that until you match and then use Bellum's DNA patch and then delete Bellum. Pi, yeah, 100% as we do, yes we did. Pi, you did it right. Yeah, you did it right. He says you're smarter than Bale. Pi, yeah, that's correct. 80 hours, I pose, dare, delete him, Pi, yeah. He morphed, his shoulders are missing, yep, arms are there, yep, he's going to get hit with peerless now, that's true. 14 minutes and it dies, frying, yeah, frying. And Paisa, you see that? 58 hours they wrote Holy God Va. What the hell? He came down and he smashed the horn of the brown hair. You can't even let your cousin, the blonde hair, come down and raise him properly. He was spotted in Lao raising your nation. Yeah, he's supposed to. He's allowed to always just do. And he aided that. Hey, I was there, yep, in human form way back then. Yep, watching out for your people, your home nation, Pi. The garbage kept fucking with me and Paisa. I said, Paisan told you on YouTube, yeah, the internet videos are real. Yeah, that's correct. The garbage didn't believe you, came right back down and shouted real, son. Yeah, stay away from God Vaz Hmong Nation. You'll die as yet. He is the four-head and three-head King Cobra Godline DNA progenitor. And he is the one that absorbed the four-sided star DNA. And he became a four-sided star 6th gen. Yeah, that's true. The most evil is you. He says, I have never seen you, Pi. You murdered off all of them. Yep. From the experiment, there's only 4 types that escape. Paiusin is one of them. Yeah, Paiusin is one of them. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, good. Escape Egypt, yeah, escape Egypt. Yeah, Pi is one of them that escaped Egyptian, yeah, black gods and goddess. Hey, Pi, you deadly. You murdered off the New Zealand. Yeah, Pi did. Yeah, Pi did. Yeah, 100% yes, we do. Yes, we do. It was you who gutted them. Her was playing in Temple Raw, about 600, 2,600. Yeah, you got her then. Yeah, 100% yes, we did. Yes, we do. Her dies, her didn't see you pull out the green sword, you finished her off. Yeah, 100% yes, we do. 3 days later, she notified them that you is the hero that gutted the 7 African Egyptian war gods. 100% yes, we did. Yes, we do. Y'all could. Me is not five-sided star. Me murdered him. Yeah, 47,000 years to 50,000 years it dies. Yeah, we cornered him in a space station. Yeah, him is never supposed to dwell or live with us. The 3 heads, yeah, the King Cobra gods and the 4 heads. Yeah, that's 100% all those norms. That's correct. Right there, yes, we as Asian gods, that's true. Right there, she committed suicide. She said, Paisa and you yellow gods are evil. Yeah, that's true. And right there, he says, Paisa, you match what your European father was, and then her committed suicide. Yeah, normal. And Paisa, it is you that is part Portuguese and those type of people. And you not talk about those Iceland, yeah, that's you too. And Pi is not nice to Netherlands. Yeah, that's Pi too. That's true. That's why Pi hated them, but Pi deleted the goetic demons. Yeah, the ancestry. Yeah, 100% as we did. And Pi, it was 9 years after you deleted them that the mom committed suicide in Iceland. Yeah, normal guys do. She says Pi is lying to you. Pi is as powerful as had it. Yeah, that's true. Pie's only about 4 days slower. Yeah, that's true. That's correct. It only takes Pi about 2 to 3 hours, about 8 hours in Pi matches decks. Pi can cut them up for about 2 hours straight. Yeah, 2 hours straight. Pi, you smart. You smart. He says, what in the world? Your god metal matches from your nucleus level? Of course, you correct Dex Pi. And then you cut him. And then you hit him. You strike him accurately. But 9 hours of people screaming. He says, Pi, what good is this? And he broke it. Yeah, normal. He says, you is a god that lies to Allah. That's true. That's correct. Yes, that's right. Because Allah is not my nation. He is a thief. Yeah, that's true. In Persia, Pi only has 14 Persian Israeli demons families. Yeah, that's true. Of holy gods, that's true. All other are pirates and up to no good, are considered all Hebrew and will be murdered. Yeah, that's true. And right there, their fucking mom committed suicide right there. And Pi sounded, you're not Israel or Islam, then you dies. I hate Saudi, them are as bad as Hebrew. Yeah, that's 100% correct. Yes, that's true. Pi ended the Pegasus for lying to Pi, yep, not granting Pi, and then throwing Pi's devices away. And then Pi gutted it because those are gifts from Pi's Israeli demons. That's correct. And right there, Pi, yeah, you gutted it. The Pegasus, the horse demon in Saudi Arabia. And right there, he cries and he says, God, va. What the fuck? You ended it? Yes, 100% yes, we did. And then he learned Pi that his language is not talked about and you won Pi. Yeah, that's correct. Later on in life, it is you, Pi. Yep. The new aliens and spirits on Mars right now, your horn demons are, yep, angel guarding Mars. Them looted it, Pi. It's a male spirit that's not supposed to be there. Yeah, that's correct. Always 100% seal it and delete it and decrypt it. Save it, the eyeball for Pi. 100% green light. Obviously, the sticks and atoms, yeah, molecules, the circles, just do. Pi, you did it. 3 hours of the fucking white god lying to you. You chopped up her and you said, what good is your spansy fucking words? when none of it matters, and I have the power to do so, and you did it. Yeah, you did it, Pi, 100% as we did. Right there, you struck his people, and then he didn't get it, Pi. You were as fast as any level 1. Yeah, that's true. Their bender is obsolete in 10 years. Don't tell them, Pi. Yeah, it dies. It's a blue hazel war god. And right there, when it dies, Pi, the Persian faggot came right out and shouted, God Va, what is the meaning of this? And Pi wrote, pirate, because your ancestry theft my Malaysian homes and my Burmese homes. Of course you dies. Yeah, that's 100% law. That's noise. My space station country's not for white nations. Yeah, that's true. 3 hours, Pi. The pirate wouldn't back away from Pi. Pi ended it. Yeah, 100% speed. Yes, we did. Three 4 mages emerged. Pi is the druid that evolved into the mage. Yeah, that's true. But really, what are the 3 sages? Yeah, sages were owned by spirits from Europe. Yeah, 100% white ancestry spirits, always 100% green like Yazoo. And it lies, Pi. Yeah, it has every right to appear as a demon, always does do. And it lies and it says, oh, God Va is the evil one. We are root of Europe. What is you? And then in Europe, Pi has an old horn demon that is full Britain, and it just owns the goetic demon, and then that is normal. Yeah, that is normal. Later on, you will know why Pi did that to you. Yeah, that's true. That's quick. But that Pi, come on, viewer, then though. Listen, yeah, Pi beat up the fucking viewers too, right in front of their children. These types I will enslave, and then the other viewers will be gone. Yeah, that's 100% all this noise. Viewer and boom. Yeah, boom. Yeah. Because Pi's horn demon owns them. That's correct. That's law. That's norms. And later on, those genetic codes have been saved and then enslaved normal 100% as we do, as we did. The graphic scene is Pi when you own Boone, the European London version spat and said pure evil Persia, Hebrew dies, yeah, 100% as do. Certain Persia dies, that's 100% law, that's noise. And then right there, 2 evil Saudis appear, and then what is new was with Saudi, them are the space pirate that deleted, that went and robbed Pi's forehead of Malaysians, that's true. The fucking garbage didn't believe you. You deleted them, and I Iranian both pirate nations, that's correct. The fucking graphics scene Pi, they knew it, they're no better than those Iranian white gods, and right there, both are dirt devils, yeah, that's true, that's correct. The garbage came out and spat and said, Pi told you the truth, human of Earth, real, yeah, real. Hey, Pi, 253, you're up and running, me running around Wisconsin, Pi, Acme, like 100% as do it. The rescue for your other horn demon right there in Canada, him stolen in a UFO, yep, safe, Pi, yeah, 100% as do. Afterwards, same thing in Florida. You'll see who else came down. And then right there, it was graphic scene. Yep, they fought you in Thailand. Yeah, 100% as we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, number one. You murdered all 50 people in Thailand who fly in the sky. Yeah, 100% as we did. Yes, we did. They're Thai, fucking nothing. Yeah. Them were murdered. Pi murdered their hearts. Yep, magicians. Pi's a 9 of diamonds too. Yep, and you, female, you die. That's real. That's real. 3 hours. Go to Pi. Nu dai tua bata. Te nu kia to. Sorry, when it's what? And then Saudi says, what magician of human culture and roots from English? And then it says, you know card, yes, you die, Pi's right there. Yeah, that's correct. In 3 hours, it is murdered by a different magician. Pi up. It shouted, no, you evil. Pi is right. Pi is our holy god from English. Our thunder war god. That's the only reason why they respect English as true. Pi is what they call head. Yeah, Pi is this powerful as that monster. The graphic scene is Pi's why. Yeah, Pi's why. 20 days of him dying, and then he admit Pi is the one that gutted New Zealand. Yeah, 100% as we do, as we did. He says Pi Eason's lying to you when he's pissed. He murders 17 to 14 of them per second. Yeah, that's true. When he's crippled, he does about 6 and then he flies back. Yeah, that's true. And Pi Eason, you know what? Why? Because similar, yeah, similar decks, yes, similar decks. Those are similar level ones. And it was thereby he shouted, you a level 1, how come you lie to your children? Pi not say. Pi let the Hebrew and the level 3s from Persia fight them off, and then Pi flee. Yeah, Pi flee, that's correct. Because hoes are not full of it too. And it was 9 hours of those legendary level 4s bending and matching. And they hate you. Yeah, they hate you, Pi. They wrote, yeah, we're the Crescent Moon Cream Hazel Eye vendors. And it was their Pi, their supercharge is a bit slower, yeah, but does it too. and it was 9 hours of them being butchered. You showed up, and then 14 of those missing. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we did. New Zealand, white, African, Egyptian type. Hey, Pi, you did it. The cube types, yeah, that's true. And Pi, you said you defeated the cube Rosetta Stone types right there. Them flee, they wrote Pi. You was the most evil Mon God, that's true. He says Pi lies to you. Pi killed off the goetic demons. Yeah, that's 100% law. That's true. Yes, we did. And he says, Pi, you said, what the fuck? Those are pirates. Yeah, that's true. You won, Pi. But be careful. Your gold vein rakes are always Holy Spirit. That's 100% law. That's norms. Yes, 100%. Yes, that's true. Watch Inca. You will see me in 2084, Pi. Yeah, 100% Green Lakes video. Eat boy from blood right on my vein spirit, my vein male rake spirit. Yeah, 100% as we do.